I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All 6 of them.
Who are you?
Went to bed an acclaimed scientist. He woke up public enemy #1.
It's a cyborg with a bomb in its ribcage.
Now, how do you prove who you really are?
You gotta trust me.
Impostor, rated PG-13, everywhere, January 4th.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And right off the bat, if anyone's interested in requesting a review, or even a re-review, or a topic, or a reaction, or just to share my thoughts on something, or news, or lists, or random, or whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, this is a film I've seen before. It's from the director of Kiss the Girls with Morgan Freeman, Homefront with Jason Statham. I like Kiss the Girls, Homefront not so much. The one thing I remember about that is someone kidnapped Jason Statham's cat in one section of the movie. Like, it's going to be taken, but with a cat. Like, they took my cat. They took my pussy. I must get revenge. I would see that movie if someone's, as a parody. Like, that would be a fun comedy. You get a Jason Statham type or some action hero and they kidnapped his kitten. It's like, some bitch must pay. I want my pussy back. So was a writer, get on that. But this is a film that was meant to be part of an anthology. And you could tell because there's about 20-30 minutes worth of story in this 100 minute movie. Because there was going to be a anthology film called Light Years. This was going to be a short story filmed for it. There was Isaac Asimov's story, The Last Question, directed by Bryan Singer. And there was going to be another version of Mimic. You had the Mimic from Guillermo del Toro. This was going to be another version of Mimic. I think it's going to be directed by Matthew Robbins. But then one thing led to another. Other stuff got canceled. There's going to be a feature-length film. 3 writers, including Aaron Kruger, yes, the guy who wrote some of the Transformer movies. David Twohy, who directed Pitch Black and The Arrival with Charlie Sheen. And another guy, Richard Jeffries. Those 3 went in to write additional stuff. And like I said, it's obvious this was not meant to be a feature-length film. Because the beginning and the end of the film is an actual story. The huge middle section is just boring filler. Because of that, because I didn't care for the ending, with this kind of film, it was going one way or another. I guess where the fuck it was going. When I first saw this, I was right. And it wasn't satisfactory to me. And it may be if the rest of the film was exciting, thrilling, because if it tries to be a chase film like The Fugitive, only The Fugitive, and even a film like U.S. Marshals are a lot more exciting. Chain Reaction is even a lot more exciting than this. Now the idea, it takes place in the future, 2079. Earth's been attacked by an alien civilization. No, you do not ever see the aliens. You just get the idea that they were attacked, they were driven out, now people look into the alien technology. Apparently the aliens, they'll send these imposters, people that look like another, for these certain suicide missions. Gary Sinise, who I enjoy as an actor, he was in Stephen King's The Stand, he was in Apollo 13, he was in Forrest Gump, he was in Snake Eyes, like a really wonderful actor. It was cool to see him be the lead of a sci-fi film, but sadly, I wish he was in a better movie. He's a scientist, he's doing weapon research, his buddy's played by Tony Shalhoub from the TV show Monk, which I'm a big fan of Monk. One thing leads to another. Vincent D'Onofrio, who works with the security force, they think Sinise is a replicant. They think he's a fake. He thinks he's one of these things that the real Gary Sinise is killed, and this is a fake Gary Sinise, and that the aliens put a bomb in it to get to where it's target and blow up. And Sinise is going, no, I'm the real person. You're wrong. You made a mistake. The chase is on. Madeleine Stowe, who I remember from his film Stakeout with Emilio Estevez, Richard Dreyfuss, plays the wife. And the huge section in the middle is he's on the run, but it's nothing that exciting. And for a $40 million budget, this didn't look it. I mean, even the beginning of the film, when it's showing the background of the story, they put footage from other movies. There's footage from Starship Troopers. And the beginning portion, there's a Starship Troopers when they show their propaganda films, and there's a point where they show like a litany of soldiers. Literally, they stole footage from that to put in this. When you have to use fucking stock footage from another movie, it's pretty fucking cheap. Especially for $40 million. Like, you couldn't film your own version of that scene. And nothing happens in the middle. He's running around, he gets in the abandoned building, he gets knocked out, he gets taken to these underground rebels. You have Mekhi Phifer there, he's been in quite a few stuff. Elizabeth Pena, who I remember from the 1990 Jacob's Ladder film, Rush Hour, may she rest in peace. She plays a doctor of the rebels. Conversation, but it's not really that interesting. You don't really learn a whole lot about the history or background of this society. You don't really get a lot of like cool little tidbits of visual cues. Oh, that's cool. This society has this going on, this going on. Not really. Instead, he talks to Mekhi Phifer and goes, hey, help me get to this hospital. I'm going to use this scan to prove my innocence. I'll get you some supplies for your buddies. There's a point where they have this lousy action scene where they fight some thugs. Whatever. And it just drags and drags. Madeleine Stowe, who plays the wife, she's barely in the picture. Maybe once in a while, Gary Sinise looks at this device. Pretty much the equivalent of a phone. Vincent D'Onofrio once in a while pops back to him. Pretty much the superior's chewing him out. Like Clarence Williams III. Asking if this is the good shit. No, I'm just kidding. If you see Tales from the Hood, you know what I'm talking about. He's not saying that this is the good shit, because this ain't the good shit. This is the bad shit. It's just boring. It's tedious. It's slow. It's filler. It really showcases this was supposed to be a short film, because these additional scenes, I guarantee you it's this middle section that were the additional scenes. Because it doesn't go anywhere. The backgrounds are boring. I mean, a rundown, beds that people be helped with, and then this hospital, sewers. You know what they hate in video games? The sewer section. Sometimes that's the case for movies too. Not always, but in this case it is. They get to the actual hospital. There's a point where Gary Sinise bumps into Vincent D'Onofrio just for the shits and giggles. They slowly get into the hospital. They slowly use the stand. There's a guard or two, they beat him up. Give Mekhi Phifer the gear he needs. They part their ways. And then say, like, okay, now the movie's back in progress. You know how you play a video game and you get into a side mission, and a side mission is just there for supplies? Like Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 you're playing, then you get a side mission, and you just get some supplies. But At least in that, you're playing and shooting aliens and shit. The necromorph, at least there's something happening. Imagine you're doing nothing, grab supplies. Oh, think we're back to our regularly scheduled program. And that's the problem, one of the big problems with this movie. As well as the predictable ending. Because in this kind of film, it's going to be one or two endings. He is or he isn't. And I'm cynical, so I guess the former, and I was right. Spoiler alert. So, heavy spoilers. Finds his wife Madeleine Stowe. They did chase for a bit. They find this ship. Vincent D'Onofrio arrives. He's like, get away from her. We got the info run. It's your wife. The crash shuttle, this Madeleine Stowe's wife. She gets shot. But then, what a twist. Gary Sinise's body's there too. So there were two imposters. Sinise blows up. Kills Vincent D'Onofrio and his men. Mekhi Phifer, someone asks him, because the news says that he died. You think you knew him? Mekhi Phifer goes, yeah, I like to think I knew him. What do you know? You know what he looks like? No, you didn't, because he was an imposter, and you didn't fucking know that. So that last line didn't make any fucking sense. It's supposed to be some deep thoughts by Jack Handy, but it ain't. I know that's not a word, but in this case, I don't care. Ain't isn't a word, whatever. You have authors who write books that use the word ain't. Just make it a fucking word in the dictionary by this point. Gary Sinise, Madeleine Stowe, you don't really get much of their relationship. You don't really get much of their history. So I can't really say I care much about... I like the actors. That's as far as I go in caring. I thought the ending sucked. The entire midsection, you just spend in the fucking bathroom and not miss anything. When in the middle, like the 45 minute middle, you could go to the bathroom. Come on, what'd I miss? Well, him and Mekhi Phifer, well, let's see. He got kidnapped, put in these underground rebels. He met Mekhi Phifer. Go get to the hospital, get supplies, and do a scan. Little scuffle. Get to the hospital, can't complete the scan, gives Mekhi Phifer the gear. Okay, what else? Did I miss anything? For those who've seen the film, did I miss anything? Was there any exciting chase sequences? I mean, even Chain Reaction almost had this budget. At least it had, not as good as The Fugitive, but it had some chases where Keanu Reeves is going and there's the bridge and goes down from the bridge. There's the museum where he's going on the skeleton of these dinosaurs or whatever, and is foot chasing throughout the museum. There's the boat chase, get on the boat, the motorboat, going across the ice. At least there's something happening. So I think it's a good cast wasted on a nothing movie. That's why no one ever talks about this film. The year it came out, some places say 2001, some places say 2002. So I don't know. I'll pick one year, I guess. I hate when they do that. IMDb says 2001. Other places say, well, technically it's 2002. Fine, I'll just pick a fucking year, okay? Like I give a shit. So, Dan, I think he's a fan of the film. That's cool. I'm sorry that I didn't like the film, but I have seen this film before, so it didn't surprise me that I didn't like it. Like I said, I think the middle portion is way too boring. I think the ending sucks. And you really don't get to know a whole lot about the characters. So I don't think there's any really great character development. Vincent D'Onofrio, he's just the guy chasing them. I like Vincent D'Onofrio, but he doesn't have the fun dialogue in the vein of Tommy Lee Jones and The Fugitive, or even U.S. Marshals. That's the thing, that you take that movie as a chase movie, but you make Tommy Lee Jones an interesting character, Joe Pantoliano and part of the team with Tommy Lee Jones, their interactions back and forth, make those interesting characters. That helps in the proceedings. I looked at it this way. If these were played by nothing actors, as in you don't know who they are, would you care about them? Based on the script? Based on the story? Not really. The only reason I do care about these people is because of who the actor is. And liking those actors. Not because of what's written on the page. And like I said, if you guys... Where did the 40 million go to? I have seen films for 4 million that look better than this. I have seen there are films for PM Entertainment that feel bigger than this. Hell, I've seen PM Entertainment films where they crash like 50 cars. And big explosions and real helicopter chases. Riot, Rage, Recall, or Gary Daniels. Or, this is in PM Entertainment, Drive with Mark Dacascos. Has a lot more going for this, and that was like 3 million. So and sci-fi, I guarantee Fortress with Christopher Lambert did not cost 40 million, but it looks a lot bigger than this. Go watch Fortress. Watch Fortress with Mr. Lambert, or Christophe Lambert, as sometimes it's pronounced. Go watch Fortress, go watch this. Then look at the budgets of each one. You go, well, why did this one cost so little and it shows so much? That, you know, with the way the vehicles and Kurtwood Smith's villainous character, the way this fortress is laid out, the way these other subordinates are controlled, and the big fuck-off gun, the little implants, the different way of torture, trying to mess with, that has more going for, that more tells of its world than this does. Does it tell anything about the aliens? No. You never see the aliens. You don't really get to know much about the aliens. This world, like, it's different technology. Not a whole lot. And like I said, it does feel like a short story that just got stretched. And then, to me, it just broke. The string broke. But that's just me. If you like it, that's cool. Teach your own. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.